All right, decided to do a quick video here. I just wrapped up running a new fuel line to this Poulan S25DA chainsaw. I did a couple other videos earlier, I think, taking it apart and showing some different parts in it. So I'm not going to go over everything, but basically what you got to do is you got to pop off this cover, which is here, and you got to pop off this top cover. And they're just held in by a couple screws. This one's a big long screw, and this one's got 3 screws holding it in. Just get a flathead screwdriver, pop them off, pretty easy. The trickiest part for me was feeding the line through the tank hole, just because it was fresh line. It was it seals really good, so you really can't push. I couldn't push it through. I had to like pull it out and drill a little hole. I cut it at a sharp angle, and I drilled a hole through the line. And I ran like a little twist tie, like you have, like, you know, when you buy a loaf of bread or something. One of those, ran it through there, tied a little knot, pulled it through, and then I pulled it through here so it stuck through. I got some pliers and a little pick, pulled it up, and I was able to pull it through like that. So that was actually the part that took me the longest out of all of it. Feeding the line through here was very easy, just came straight down. The problem is the flywheel's in the way. So like I showed in my other video, you got to take this flywheel off to get to it. You can probably figure out how to get it through there, I guess, but my recommendation is take the flywheel off. It's pretty easy. I got an impact gun, 1/2-inch socket, boom, hit it, bust it loose, bring the nut up to about flush with the crank end so you don't mess up the threads. Get a brass drift that fits there, a nice small brass drift that fits onto the crank end. Get yourself a big screwdriver, put it underneath there and pry it just a little bit with your elbow, like kind of leaning over here. And then take your brass drift in this hand while you're holding it like that, pushing down on the screwdriver. Take your other hand, take a hammer, bam, just whack it a few times, it'll pop up. Once it comes up, you just take the screw and the washer off. This thing lifts right up. Just check, make sure the woodruff key doesn't slip out of the crank and fall somewhere. Mine stayed right in the crank, so, but that can fall out, I think, sometimes. So, and once you get the flywheel off, you can see back there really easy. So you can feed the line through, snake it through here, and then it's no problem. I even removed the bolt, the screws for the coil, and pushed the coil out of the way, a little zip tie to pull the coil out of the way, so I had more room here. But you don't have to do that, I guess. But yeah, that's it. So then you just run the line through there. I pulled it through, like I said, with a little twist tie. You can get a wire, safety wire, whatever you have, kite wire, fishing line, whatever, I guess works. But that's what I had to do on mine. So yeah, I'm gonna see. I got some stuff to do later. I can't screw with it anymore here. So, but I'm gonna try and put some fresh fuel in it soon, and then crank it over, see if it'll fire, because it's got 135 psi compression and it's got spark. And then I did run a new fuel filter in there. I wish I could show you. I think I showed you in a different video though. Nice new fuel filter. I ran a lot of extra line in there. I know you're only supposed to run like maybe 4 inches sticking up, but I ran a little extra, snaked it around, and I got the fuel filter laying on the bottom there, like way up here. So it should pull fuel even when it's like sideways and stuff. And then if I ever have to adjust this or trim line or change the fuel filter, I don't have to worry about cutting line too short. This I may trim back a little bit. This is kind of a little bit too long, I think, here. So I might cut this back and push it on so it's a little bit lower. But I checked it with the cover, it fits. So yeah, that's kind of it. It's not a terrible job, but it does require a little bit of extra work, probably over different saws. So anyway, it's a cool little saw. So I'm gonna see if I can get it fired up. I think I might run either 32-to-1 is what's recommended. I think I have some 40-to-1 stuff that's a lot of guys said works fine in these too, but we'll run either one of those and try it out. And I guess if it doesn't fire, I'm gonna pop the carb off and rebuild it. So I'll go from there and hopefully it'll fire. I mean, if it's got fuel, spark, and compression, it should fire. So there's my part saw there. I pillaged a few parts off of it. So anyway, that's kind of it. That's where I'm at right now. So that's running a new fuel line on a Poulan S25DA chainsaw. All right, see ya.